Hello guys, ready to learn some PHP? This video will be about escape characters using HereDoc in operators, namely arithmetic operators, comparison operators, shorthand notation operators, and increment and decrement operators. So let's get started. So right here I have my PHP script embedded in HTML page, overview.php. Here's my browser window, and we basically start off with three echo statements, just saying hello world and exclamation point. You see they're all appearing on the same line. So let's just make this nicer by putting a line break for each statement. So here to do that, we just add a br tag, HTML tag, and you see the difference as we update the page and add the statements. Just add that there. Now let's start off talking about just single and double quotes before we get into escape characters. So just to review, everything within single quotes will appear as it is. If you're trying to put a variable name within single quotes, it would just appear as it is. For example, my var is 47 assigned to it, and I say hello my var world. Well, that won't get any value substituted because it's within single quotes, so it would just appear as it is. Now, if I get that and put within my hello world that's within double quotes, then that value will be substituted, and that value is 47, so it'll be hello 47 world. So basically, anything within double quotes will be substituted. If you use single quotes, the values will appear as they are written and nothing will be substituted. Try it again. See? Now, let's say you want to add double quotes to the word world here. Say this second one. It's within single quotes and I want a double quote world. So I can just go there and put a double quote, another double quote, and it will appear as a double quote. Because I used a single quote to enclose my string, it's okay to use double quotes inside. But now if you try to do that with the string within the double quotes, you're going to get an error. Uh-oh. Because here in this case, the double quotes is the delimiter for this string and therefore cannot be used inside. Otherwise, this is kind of delimiting one string here and another string here and something in between, but doesn't really follow the syntax, so you get an error. But if you want to really add a double quote and you have a string within another double quote, it is possible using escape characters. So the first escape character I'm going to teach is the backslash double quote. You just put backslash right before the double quote to escape it. So you try it again, hola, you get world within double quotes. So this character here has been escaped and it will now appear as it is and is no longer considered a delimiter for this string, so it's okay. Now, if you try to escape a character within single quotes, that will not work because anything within single quotes will not get escaped. So if you try that, look what happened. The backslash appeared in the output. So escape characters only work if they are within double quotes. So within single quotes, all the characters will appear as it is. Okay. Now, another escape character I'd like to introduce is \n, which is escape character to break the line, to make a new line. Now here, if we write \n here, take this br out, \n, nothing will really appear except for a blank space here. So it's not really breaking a line. Why? Because PHP interpreter just substitute everything. It puts a new line here, and this when it becomes an HTML statement, But in HTML, a new line doesn't really mean anything. In HTML, what breaks the line is the BR tag. So it doesn't really do anything here. So you have to have a BR. Now to illustrate the use of \n, I'm going to use a PHP in the shell. So I have my command PHP interactive mode, and I'm gonna say echo hello world, and just like that, and see what I get. Okay, I got hello world, and my prompt here followed right after. Now if you had hello world and you add \n there, see what happens here. You have hello world followed by a new line and then my prompt here. So it works. It's just that in this case the browser window is, you're doing HTML, so it doesn't really matter. HTML needs a BR, but here since it's the shell, it's okay. It will take that new line and break it. It's not really HTML in this case. Now let's go back here. Another escape character is the \t, which is for tabs. It simulates the pressing a tab. Again, if you try it here in my PHP script, you won't really see anything different. Like I put it right here in the third statement. There's not really, you can't really see it because HTML just takes the tab or blank space as just as it is. It's nothing special. It's not really a tag. But if you try the command line here again, and you try to say hello and we put \t in between, you're gonna see the actual tab here. You see, it's more than one space. It's a tab. So that's to illustrate the escape character. These are more like kind of you can clearly see if you're programming in another language like C++, because if you make a program, you compile it, and it's a simple program that runs in the command line, you can see the escape characters clearly. But since we're doing like web and PHP, you can't really see it because we're doing HTML and we work with tags. But these are useful when you're dealing with data, like internally and stuff. Now another escape character is \r, and this just carriage return. And then we already talked about \quote just to escape the quote. And now the $, it does exactly like similar thing as the \quote, because the $, is taken to be part of the variable name here, for example my var, and if I try to put a $, here, let's remove this thing, the first statement, hello world, and it will think you're trying to substitute a variable there, right? So $, oh shit, 47, okay. But what if you want to say that as it is? Well, you could put in a single quote and it'll be okay, right? $, hey, $'s there. But now if you try here, if it's not a variable name, it works. But if it is a variable, okay, it will substitute. But now, what if you want to say it as it is? Well, you can \, it, see what happens. My var appearing as it is, just like as if it were within single quotes. So basically, you're escaping the $, and saying, okay, don't take this as a variable name. I just want to display the character $, followed by whatever, it's my var or whatever. So it works. So that's just it. Make the character appear as it is. Don't make it special in the sense that it becomes a variable. Okay, now that's about it for escape characters. And if you notice, I have my things here, and they're kind of grayed out. And these are just comments, and comments are totally ignored by the PHP parser interpreter, so nothing appears here. And comments are meant for us programmers to see what's going on. So like, suppose I put this command, oh yeah, hello world, so I can comment to myself and say, okay, this command displays the message hello world, and that's just nothing really changes here. You don't see this message here. That's comments are just a need to help us better understand what we're doing with the code and the program. So it's always good to make good comments, especially as things get more and more complex. Your program is like has lots of stuff going on, and if you take a look at that part of the code, sometime in the future you don't remember what's going on or what's going on here. So that's why you read the comments. You have good comments, you can read it and just remember right away, oh, that's what I did, okay, that makes sense, and that stuff. So basically here, for a single line comment, you put slash slash, and everything after the slash will be taken as a comment and it completely ignored by the PHP interpreter. Now if you want to make the comment more than one line, you have to use this notation here, backslash followed by a star, and you put whatever comment, multi-line comment, and then you have to close it with a star and a backslash. So everything within this block is a comment. See, nothing appears there. So if you need to comment more than one line, backslash star your comments, close it with star and a slash. If it's just one line, slash slash. And these kinds of comments are pretty much standard. They're called C style comments, and I guess many programming languages support them, so it's pretty much standard now. And that's it. Let's move on to other stuff. Now let's talk about HereDoc. Let me just comment this out to you. Another use of comment, you can comment your code so it doesn't execute, so nothing appears there. So I'm commenting that out, and we're gonna move on to the next section right here. And I'm gonna uncomment this. Now it's gonna appear here. If you take a look, oh, something appeared. Okay, so pretty much, suppose I declare a variable called myString and I put a welcome inside of it, then I do echo. Okay, we're gonna get welcome here. Now suppose you have lots of long lines of, you have a really long string and you want to break it into multiple lines. So how do you do it? Well, one way is to use HereDoc, and syntax is like this. You put, for example, my other string variable, and you're gonna assign this whole block to this variable. And what you do is you put a assignment operator and you put 3 less than signs and some identifier, could be anything you want. I just put it identifier in uppercase. And then you put the block, whatever you want to put in the string here. It doesn't matter, multiple lines, any number of lines. Okay, this block here. And then after you finish, you break a line and you say the name of the identifier here, followed by a semicolon. It has to be exactly the same as what you typed before. And anything within is your block, whatever that's going to the string. Now if I put that, let's just remove that, and I echo that, you see you're gonna get this is within a HereDoc. Okay, you see they're all in one line because, as we saw before, there's no BR tag, so it won't break any line whatsoever. But if you have BR here, whatever's after within will appear in the next line, you see? Because it's HTML. So it doesn't matter have that in between, it's the same thing. If you remove that, see, you have removed BR, same line. Add BR, break a line there. Okay, so that's HereDoc. Put identifier, whatever you want, whatever. But make sure to close the block with whatever, semicolon. And then that's it for HereDocs, okay? Pretty simple. Now let's move on and talk about operators. This stuff you probably know, easy stuff. You already know math, right? So arithmetic operators, adding, addition, subtraction, Multiplication, division. Okay, these are basic ones. So suppose I assign 4 to the variable x. 9 plus 2. That's going to take 9, add to 2. That's 11. That's going to be assigned to y. So I put z as a variable. It's the subtraction of y and x. So y is 11, right? 11 minus x. X is 4. 11 minus 4. That's 7. So you're going to get the value of z is 7. Right? Right here. And just a reminder, dot is used to concatenate stuff in PHP. So a string concatenated with whatever's a variable, and that happens to be an int, which will be converted to a string and be displayed with the echo command. Another concat to add a br there. And let's proceed. Okay, suppose I assign 13 to x, assign 4 to y, then what's 13 divided by y? Well, it's gonna give me what? 3.25. So it's a decimal there. The value of z is that. Okay, so that's just division. And in this case, it's not integer division. It will divide. If there's a remainder, it will appear there as a decimal. Okay, now we have the modulo operator. Maybe you know this one, maybe you don't. And that gives us the remainder of a division. So 13 divided by 4, you get 3, but you got a remainder of 1, right? Which appears here, right there as 0.25. Suppose we want to get that remainder, so you just use module. 13 modulo 4, 3 times 4, 12, remainder 1. So it's giving me 1. That's the remainder of the division. That's what the modulo operator is for. Okay, and then we have multiplication and subtraction. You probably know what it is. Let's move on to comparison. Let's comment this with a multi-line comment so it won't get executed, and let's uncomment this next block here. So basically we want to talk about comparison. We're comparing numbers or values. They're equal, not equal, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So these are the operators here. Now in PHP you have to use double, equal if you want to test if they're equal, and if they're not equal you have to use exclamation equal. Okay, and that's pretty much standard with other computer programming languages, so don't confuse these. So let's start off defining some variables here and stuff. We'll use that later on. Let's focus here, this first one. Now remember the if statement will test the condition within the parentheses, and if that condition is true it will execute whatever's within the if block. Otherwise it will check the else. Now is 7 greater than 3? Yes it is, right? So it will execute the command, the statements within the if block, which is 7 is greater than 3 followed by a new line br. See right here, 7 is greater than 3. What if we had 2? All right, and let's try to, it's 2 greater than 3? False, right? So false. So what gets executed is statements in the f command, which is echo this can't be true. It'll appear there. Now is 5 greater than 3? Yes, the number is greater than 3. Okay, now you can now see as variables. Let's put b is 2, okay? So is b is less than 5? Yes, so it's gonna say the number is less than 5 right here. What if b is changed to 11? Now it's going to say the number is not less than 5 because this condition here, 11 less than 5, is false. So it's going to check the else and execute this statement here within the else block. Okay. Now let's see if, let's try this one. B, let's try A greater than 2. Let's say the value, don't forget the dollar sign, it's a variable. The value of A, oops, A is greater than 2, BR. Now I don't want the value here of the variable to be substituted, so I'm gonna escape it with backslash, so it appears as it is. It's a backslash followed by an A. Okay. And let's see what we get. A is now, it's 3.17 greater than 2. Yes, so it will display this. What if it is not? We're going to say the value of slash to escape is not greater than 2.